Konbanwa. Ora Hinata no nagai desu. Genki desu ka? Now, before I begin, I have to ask, what's the greediest thing you've done in your life? And no, I'm not talking about my favorite Tate McRae song. See, for me, it's probably when I ate an entire box of Domino's pizza within a Dragon Ball Z Kai episode. However, looking back, I feel ashamed. Perhaps I could have offered someone else some slices. My eyes should not have been bigger than my stomach. You see, it takes experiences like that to learn from them. However, not all of us learn. Like this guy here, for example. Kira. You see, Kira here, when people like him don't learn from experiences, they are doomed to repeat it. That's basically the summary of popular X accounts. The same accounts posting the same thing over and over again for the sake of engagement. Just hearing that word sends me to a rage. But I mean, what else do you call someone who profits over the misfortune of others? I know I'm singling Kira out for the actions of thousands of popular X accounts, but he is, however, one of the most popular. I mean, what other account has gotten into multiple altercations with Cardi B of all people? So yeah, I kind of feel bad. No, I don't. In case you forgot, I'm the real villain here. For my regular viewers, I apologize that this is not my usual attitude. But the time for being kind is over. Some battles you win with kindness, some battles you win with violence, and some battles you win with forbidden jutsu.
Get the fuck out.
KiraWontMIss, or just Kira, has an infamous Twitter history. I don't know his origin story, but I like to consider him the Orochimaru of Twitter. You see the similarities between Kira and Orochimaru. No matter the controversy they cause, they always come back. No matter what. Because how do you come back from a tweet like this? Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ahead of myself. How many of you have seen this tweet before? It's censored, but if you've been on Twitter at any point in your life, you've unfortunately seen it before. In fact, it's on the Know Your Meme wiki page. The tweet says, imagine if men had to... If you know, you know. Now I have to hand it to Kira. How an account like this managed to bounce back from this tweet and somehow reach over 1 million followers says a lot about him and his followers. And yes, I've got to say, Kira's followers have to be some of the bounciest robots in all existence. I would say humans, but nobody with self-respect and or dignity is coming to defend this man in his replies like his followers. Listen, Kira's disciples, this is what y'all are fighting for? But ladies and gentlemen, the past is in the past. I'm a person that believes in forgiveness and that people will change, right? Another common symptom among these large accounts are, for whatever reason, are the infinite right-wing posts. Now look, I don't care who you're voting for. It's your right as an American citizen. However, I find it genuinely odd that all of these accounts are supposedly right-wing, just like the owner of the website that pays them for these misinformed bait posts. And do with that information what you will. I can't even tell you the amount of times I scroll through that website and is unfortunately graced with these engagement accounts, cracking up at some of the most unfunniest right-wing posts. And majority of them are just flat out misleading for the sake of engagement. And I'm mad because I've literally called Kira out on persuading his followers on politics previously, and I actually got my account locked for 12 hours for saying, if you take political advice from a Twitter account, you need to slap yourself. Yes, I had my account locked for 12 hours and I had to delete the tweet. But I'm not insinuating that this website is biased. That would be silly. But as I was saying, misleading political posts. For example, at the most recent presidential debate, Trump is locked in and Kamala is just laughing. 2 laugh emojis, 122,000 likes, 5.3 million views across the entire website, no community note, an easy check. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Twitter in 2024, engagement. And I'm not lying when I say it's every single large account. Even the beloved Santa Claus account is breaking gimmick to promote politics. Like, what happened to the game I love? Heads up engagement accounts. There's actually a way to do it and still get that engagement check, believe it or not. Let's take Popbase for example. You see how they simply tweeted the fact in the sentence, no cry emojis, and very rarely get community noted. That's how it's done, and you still keep your dignity and reputation at the end of the day. Believe it or not, The main reason why I even wanted to make a video on Kira, because one of his tweets on a subject that's way too close to home for me, wrestling. Not just any wrestling, WWE. I can tell directly looking at someone's account whether they watch wrestling or not. I remember at the beginning of the year, there was this segment on NXT between JC Jane and Gigi Dolan, where JC had kicked Gigi pretty hard and had left a pretty significant bruise. Are y'all sure WWE is fake? I felt that kick in my soul. Now, the dead giveaway here is that no wrestling fan is still referring to WWE as fake. Repeat after me, scripted is not equal to fake. But that's for a future video. The issue is, now we have thousands of people in the replies, passionate wrestler fans who live for this, arguing with people who haven't watched wrestling in over a decade or maybe in their entire life, trying to chime in on how much of wrestling is fake and what's not, while Kira presumably turns off his notifications and racks up the engagement earnings. This tweet has over 175,000 likes, just like the majority of his other tweets, but I guarantee you he probably doesn't even remember tweeting it. Anyways, wrestling and politics aside, one of the most disgusting behaviors that has come from this new age on Twitter, X, is a profiting from others' misfortunes. Genuinely, how low can you go? Where are your morals? One topic I want to talk about comes from earlier this year during the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. This tweet right here, the government is busy sending money to fund wars when our infrastructure is. Prayers to everyone affected by this tragedy. Praying hands emoji. Kira, we aren't stupid. A massive ship colliding had nothing to do with funding any wars on the other side of the globe. That's like blaming the Saiyans for their planet not being strong enough to handle Frieza's supernova. 3.2 million views. Now, at the time, I believe there was a community note here, but I guess it was removed. Needless to say, easy check, but it doesn't stop there. Just a few weeks ago, with the unfortunate demise of Liam Payne, everyone in the world, including myself, mourning like regular people. Kira and the rest of the X Squad. It's their cue to start posting memes. Those are just some of the many instances of selling yourself out for that check. And hey man, everyone's got to feed their family. I understand that 100%, but that's still in fact greedy. You see, ladies and gentlemen, once you get that first check, it's addicting. You will stoop to the lowest of heights to make sure you eat dinner tonight. And I almost respect the hustle, but my pride will not allow me to stoop to these levels. You see how these accounts operate? The X Squad. It's a group of people that recycle the same tweets over and over.
It's like missionary position every single night.
Just to see who can get the most likes. Where's that one annoying account that has it proudly displayed in their bio? Twitter is just a who can say the joke loudest competition. DM for promo, heart emoji. And I have to say, they're not wrong. Back then it was annoying, but it was rare and no big deal. However, with the implementation of getting paid for engagement, it's quite literally an infinite Tsukiyomi of mediocre tweets that you cannot escape from no matter what. Do you know how many times I've had my night ruined by seeing this icon on Facebook or even Instagram? Then that one Daquan account, of course, credits Kira, and I guarantee you that Kira wasn't even one that came up with the original tweet. He goes into the replies of a tweet that's slowly building up. He sees the funniest one, copy paste, boom, now all 2 million of his followers just glazing and crying laughing in the replies below. Infinite money glitch. The next time you see the exact tweet will be in a couple months by another engagement account with the same stupid laughing emoji. These accounts will almost never in their lives give credit, but will steal for their own gain. Like I said, I can almost respect the hustle, but I couldn't live it myself. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know how much of an impact you have to have on social media in order to go back and forth with one of the most popular celebrities, let alone artists of the current age? Now, don't get me wrong, Cardi B is no stranger to arguing online on the internet. In fact, I think she should definitely invest in a PR team if she doesn't already have one. But this battle, dare I say, it is still reoccurring. Their first encounter took place over a course of a couple days in the fall of 2022. Kira had threw multiple shots before Cardi had eventually caught on. First it was about her music, and then the one that caught her attention was the one about her turning her court case into an aesthetic, which I'm afraid I agree with. Cardi, however, was getting most of her ammunition from her followers. The problem with that was that her followers had gotten a hold of a severely edited tweet that I can't even show because of how insane it is. As much as I want to say Cardi won, Kira actually held his weight, and I fear he took an extremely rare W. Extremely rare. Plus, it doesn't help that Cardi, a highly successful artist, took time out of her day to argue with a Twitter engagement account. Now, a recent minor altercation has happened this past August where Cardi had actually acknowledged and she posted his infamous tweet, and also when Cardi B recently spoke at Kamala Harris's rally. Only time will tell who will win this battle. Let's see, I think that covers it all. My final thoughts about Kira overall: I believe this account stands above all and embodies the current state of Twitter, or shall I say X. Hashtag too sad to see. And you know what? As much as I want to be mad at Kira, I owe it all to the 2 million people that follow him. How someone has built up an audience after creating one of the most disastrous tweets of all time and never apologized or owned up to it says a lot about the people that continue to follow him. What happened to shame and morals? I don't know. Then again, these are just my 2 cents. Kira is among the many greedy X accounts that will continue to roam and repeat a never-ending cycle on that website. It really starts to make sense why some of my favorite people, CM Punk and even Ariana Grande, have completely removed themselves from the platforms. Nobody's happy. You meet some of the strangest, shameless, selfish, and greediest people of all time. If you were thinking of making an account or already have one, all I can say is don't, or delete it. With that being said, this concludes my video essay on the world's greediest engagement account. Please take care, everyone. Till we meet again.